What's up guys, it's Aaronitmar. Welcome to another Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS DLC character showcase. And of course this is going to be one of the last two character showcases I do, because these are the last two DLC characters that we're going to get for Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS. I know it's a very bittersweet time, we're very excited for the characters, but these are the last ones we're ever going to get, guys. I know it's very sad, but in this video, obviously, we're going to be taking a look at the representative from Fire Emblem Fates, CORRIN. Before we begin, I wanted to let you guys know that I'm doing a giveaway of both DLC characters for whichever version of the game that you want. Entering this giveaway is incredibly easy. First, you need to make sure you're just subscribed to me. If you're not subscribed already, just make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. The second thing you want to do is make sure that you click the like button on this video. And finally, leave me a comment. First, telling me that you're actually interested in the giveaway so I know to enter you. But second, let me know what you're looking forward to out of this DLC batch. There's a lot to look forward to. There's Knuckles and Tails Mii skins. There's obviously CORRIN and Bayonetta. There's the new Umbra Clock Tower stage. Let me know what you are looking forward to most out of all the DLC that's finally, for the final release DLC. Let me know what you're most excited for. But with all of that said, let's go ahead and jump into a match with CORRIN and take a look at her moves. I'm going to be referring to her as her. Obviously, you can play as both the male and female versions, but for simplicity's sake, let's just call her for right now. Now, for those of you who don't know, CORRIN is part human, part dragon, I think, in her in the game that she comes from, Fire Emblem Fates. So a lot of her moves have her transforming. For example, I'm trying to think of one. That works. Oh, I see. That didn't work. But you can tell that she's like sort of transforming, not just using her sword, which is really cool and very unique, I think. So I was hesitant that a Fire Emblem character was going to be added for another Fire Emblem character was going to be added this game, but CORRIN is incredibly unique, and not only is it good advertising for Fire Emblem Fates, which I'm really looking forward to, it's just a good character overall, I think. Even if this was an original character, I think it would be a very, very good one to add to Smash, and just the way she works. So, let's take a look at some of her moves. First things first is her quick jab combo, which is a quick just 1, 2, 3, where she hits you with the sword, her dragon arm, and then her sword, her dragon arm, her sword, and then her sword again. Sort of like that. With her jab, I guess, infinite type thing, you just go a little bit faster, and then her dragon hand comes out and just continues to attack you, and does so until you let go or until she gets out of range, or the enemy gets out of range. But of course that happens with every character. So that's her jab. Moving on to her tilts. Her up tilt is sort of just swinging the sword around her head, but it does a very good job, and obviously here on platforms it would be beneficial. It also hits from behind, sort of like this, doesn't it? It should. Wow, oh, okay, it kind of does, depending on how close you are, I guess. But obviously, if you're right next to them, it's going to hit either way. I wouldn't use up tilt if I wasn't already that close to them, unless they were under here, obviously. But that's her up tilt. Her forward tilt is, again, just sort of swinging her sword forward at the enemy. And finally, her down tilt is just a sword sweep, which sort of pops the character up, which then, of course, you could combo into, like, up tilt and things like that. So those are her tilt moves. Pretty basic moves, I would say. Nothing too fancy. Let's move on to her aerials. Her neutral air is sort of a swinging move. If I can put the camera on me, and here, I'll do it on slow speed as well. She turns into her dragon form, swings her sword in one hand, and turns her dragon hand in the other, and it sort of just is a sweeping, all-encompassing type move. So, if you miss the sword move, you can actually get the dragon hand and etc. like that. You can't get both, I don't think, because I think just that's the way the hitboxes work in this game. So yeah, that's pretty much the only way you can do this, is to just hit the one time. But I think this is a very good neutral air. It sort of reminds me of Clouds. I was saying in my not my speculation video, but my sort of analysis video, that it reminds me of Clouds just because it's so all-encompassing. The difference, I think, is that the hitboxes are a little more tight. So while Cloud's sword is huge and therefore the hitbox is huge, this one is just sort of, You have to be a little bit closer. You know, right here, it would hit if I were Cloud, but I have to get slightly closer just for it to hit as Corrin. But that's her neutral air. Her forward air, meanwhile, is just a quick, what is that? Quick motion, I don't know, a quick swing. It sort of reminds me, actually, of Marth's forward air. Because it basically does the same thing. It's just swinging the sword, and that's it. Although it's probably better than Marth's and Smash 4, to be honest. But it's again very basic, you know, just swinging like that. I really like pretty much all of her aerials. So her down aerial, down air, is this weird, I guess, drilling type move. It does like slam you down, sort of like Toon Link's down air, where it'll send you boom like that. The difference is I don't think, you know, and I've tried for quite some time, I don't think Corrin's actually spikes you. I've tried throwing enemies off the side before, and honestly, all it did was do that. Yeah, see, I mean, it sends them downwards, but it doesn't actually spike them down, so obviously that there's a distinction there. But obviously you can see that's a very good multi-hit move. The temptation is when you're up in the air to automatically do it. I would recommend against not doing that, obviously. Oh, it actually reaches through platforms. Nice. Kind of, anyway. But yeah, I would definitely recommend not doing that always. You know, you want to mix it up, of course, but that's just part of being a good Smash player. But so that's a very unique down smash, I would say, because a lot of characters use that spiking or that like sudden momentum downwards, but Corrin's I think is the only one who not only drills. I can't really think of anyone right now that drills with that, but also doesn't spike. So it's just sort of, you know, different. It could have been lazy and could have just given it a spike, but they did not. So that's her down air. Her back air actually has her turning into a dragon and spawning her wings out for a hit. Now, this has multiple uses. Not only can you use back air to simply, you know, attack the opponent. I don't know how else to say it, just attack the opponent. If we use, I'm hoping it's very close. If we can use it as a recovery tactic. I'm gonna grab a smart bomb here. I probably went the totally wrong way around. So you can alright, so that didn't really work out the way I planned, so I'm just gonna jump off instead. What you can actually do, alright, I need to jump off backwards, is use it to get back to stage. And this was touched on a bit in the direct where Corrin was announced. However, I wasn't personally clear on when those wings spawned out, but it's actually her back air, and it actually will shove her forward like that. So, you know, I'm not touching the control stick at all, and so she's getting some horizontal momentum out of this. So that actually might give you just a little tiny push that you need to get to the stage if you're, you know, you're off stage. So I really like that. It sort of gives a second purpose to back air, and also gives Corrin a little bit better recovery, which honestly I don't think she even needed a better recovery because her up B, as you can see right here, is crazy good. But, you know, for that added bonus, you can use back air. I wonder if there's a hitbox on the front. So, no, there's not. There's not. All right, one thing I actually was curious about is whether this had a win box. It doesn't look like it does, because the other Corrin is sort of just standing there. But of course, it does have a hitbox, so that's what causes him to move. With that, I think that's all of the aerials. We did neutral air, up air. No, we didn't do up air, but up air is pretty simple. Again, it's like Marth's. It's just sort of a sweep in the air, like that. I've noticed that it does actually kill much sooner than I would have expected, I guess. Quit running away from me. Quit running away. Whoa, that's a weird hitbox. That's a weird hitbox altogether. But yeah, very simple up air. Not as complex as I would say the neutral air or the back air is, but you know, you can't have every move being that incredibly complex. With that, let's touch smash attacks just briefly. Obviously, her forward smash is one of the best things about her because look how long this reaches. It's an entire platform on Battlefield. That's how long it is. Longer than Shulk's, as they showed on the direct. And of course, it does have a tipper as well, so you can be a good distance away and still get that hit. So I don't know. That's a very, very good forward smash to me. Obviously, if they're closer, you don't get as good of a hit, which I guess sort of balances it. But you know, your mileage may vary. Getting that hit either way is pretty good. So that's her forward smash. Her up smash, meanwhile, she turns, I guess, into a and she shoves her dragon arms upward. Personally, I don't think her up smash is that good. Obviously, if you're under a platform, you might find a good use for it. But I have been playing, I hopped on For Glory a little bit, and every time I tried to use up smash, I honestly didn't have a very good, you know, experience with it. The hitbox seems too small and the range doesn't seem very good, so I don't personally like it, but obviously you may like it if you're not me, which everyone isn't me. But that's up smash. Down smash is typical of most characters in this game. It hits on both sides. One with the sword, and again, one with the dragon arm. You know, seems to be the theme here. Or actually, it's a dragon leg, I'm sorry. But yeah, pretty much the same thing. It just attacks on both sides like that. So that's down smash. I did forward smash, and I did up smash. That's actually it, yeah? Yeah, there's only forward smash, up smash, down smash, and then the other forward smash. So with that said, I think we can move on to special moves, which are pretty interesting if I do say so myself. So first off, we have her neutral B, which is sort of a paralyzer. It's a projectile which charges up sort of a water bomb type thing, and that actually paralyzes the enemy. But this is a multi-charge move, so first thing you can do is just sort of tap it, and the water ball will launch out. And of course, you can launch that at whatever size you want, similar to Zero Suit Samus's paralyzer gun, obviously. But the second end, you might be noticing, is that her monster claw thing is sort of slamming down, chomping down, and that is actually chargeable as well. So you can. This is me holding down the entire time. You get the full ball, and then you get that giant charge up. Now you can actually charge both of these at different variables. So I can charge this up all the way, let go, and then get just a very quick chomp. Additionally, I can get a very quick stunner, and then a very long charged up. Come on, do it right. It might be different when the enemy is nearby. And then get a very long charged up chomp. So I like that there's some variation with that. It's not just a paralyzer. I expect that most of the time it's going to be used as a paralyzer. But it's nice that if you're close enough, you can sort of just do that. And the paralyzer not only is good at paralyzing, it actually kills if you charge it up all the way. And they're at high enough percent, which, you know, 120% is not too uncommon for someone to live to. And then it's very possible for them to die. And then obviously, I think, you know, it's no surprise that that is going to kill them, you know, literally a dragon thing chomping you. But I like that that neutral air is sort of special in its sense that, you know, it's not like Zero Suit Samus's, you know, it's different from every other charge up neutral B. And it, you know, it sort of plays to the fact that CORRIN is part dragon, which is really cool. So that was neutral B. Side B, meanwhile, is that weird paralyzer thing. Again, another paralyzer. If you're on the ground, pressing side B first sort of pops you up. So you'll need to press it a second time to land that sort of pillar, you know, attack thing. If you're in the air and you land it, you'll revert back to your normal form, and so you could actually act out of this sort of like that. But if you're close to the ground when you do it, you can actually stand still, you know, paralyzed in the ground, and then after that, you can move. So if you're stuck in that pose, you can, I believe it's left, forward, backward, and up. So you can do that, and you can go up, and up will sort of jump you out and not actually make an attack. But both forward and backwards, oh, come on, that's not what I meant to do. Forward and backwards are sort of attacks. So if we can get CORRIN down here, come on, bro. Come on. Get down there. There we go. And we move him over here very slowly. I'm sorry, this is taking so much setup. Like this, it sort of freezes them in place. And then, of course, you can do forward or backward and hit them. But if you go up, nothing oh, that's not what I meant to do. If you go up, nothing that didn't even hit them. Come on, man. Nothing happens. They sort of just fall and you jump up. So it sort of gets you away from them if, you know, maybe you're scared of dying or, you know, missing or something like that. Very nice side B. It's actually a good kill because, of course, I believe this does tip her as well. So if they're at high percent, I'm not going to bother. If they're at high percent and you hit them with just the very tip, you can actually get some decent kills. You do need to be kind of close, but 50% for the tip and then, you know, 8% for the closer version. That definitely seems like it tips anyway. So that is her side B. Her up B, of course, I've shown off a couple times. Does that. She turns into the dragon, sort of launches up with water, and of course it's a multi-hit move. Again, comparing to Zero Suit Samus, sort of like Zero Suit Samus's move, like that. And it actually would be a good kill. The difference with Zero Suit Samus is that she has a good up air into up B string, which sets up well for kills. With this, you sort of just have to raw read, but obviously it's pretty decent at killing. I would maybe compare it more to Mario's in usage, because you can, I guess, maybe finish a little string with an up B like that. But either way, it's a very good recovery move also. You cover a lot of distance with it. And CORRIN has pretty good magnet hands for the ledge grab range, that even if you're not too close, look at that. That was a crazy distance to actually recover from. So definitely a very good up B, combined with her back air giving her a little bit of more horizontal momentum. She's got an amazing recovery. You're gonna have to kill her outright, or, you know, to sort of ledge trump her a bunch if you are looking forward to avoiding or killing her off the edge. Because even in a game like Smash 4, which has very good recovery all around, CORRIN's is probably one of the top characters with a recovery. Well, all characters have a recovery, except Little Mac, I guess. That's her up B. And finally, of course, her down B is a counter. Very quickly, I will show this off if I can remember where that is. And then hopefully this controller I have sitting here, my Wii Pro controller, there we go, nice. So if we use down B and then, you know, do any attack, she'll turn into a dragon and hurt them. So that's pretty simple. And I believe it works just like most counters do, where the, you know, whatever attack you use, actually, I'm not even, I don't think that's true. I think it's got a standard knockback based on percent, obviously, but, you know, if you charge up a smash attack and then counter it, I think it's the same because the attack totally misses her. But that's her down B. You know, it's a pretty standard counter, other than the fact that it does hit on both sides when you do it. So if let me show that, that's not the button I wanted to do. That's also not the button I wanted to do. Alright, you know, let's just drop you down here as well. Down B. It does hit on both sides. Those water blasts do pop up on both sides, so that is something you can keep in mind. You know, you can do it from literally anywhere and it will hit enemies. With that said, I think that's everything. Oh, her grabs. Very quickly. Let's kill you. Very quickly, she has obviously grabs. I don't know why I killed him. I could have just kept him. This is her grab and pummel. Very, very easy to understand, I guess. Her up throw, she turns into a dragon and sort of just sweeps them upward with her head. Come on. Her forward throw, she does sort of what her side B does, but upwards with her actual dragon arm. And it doesn't stun them, you know, like it might if it hits the ground or anything like that. I just realized that you're still on control. Nice. Alright, so that's her forward throw. Her down throw, of course, is dragon again, but she slams her hooves, I guess, into you and the ground, which would really, really hurt. And then, of course, her back throw is... Wait, did she turn into a dragon and do something? It's with her dragon arm again. So, that's that. And one last thing before we finish this video. Actually, two last things now that I think about it, but I need to get here. Come on, boy. There we go. Show off her final smash. I missed. I can't believe it. Alright, so it sort of had the same range as her counter. It's on both sides of her. And then she turns into a dragon and just completely overwhelms the opponent with a water whirlpool type thing. And then obviously it kills them. With that, the only thing left that I can think of is her taunt. So this is her up taunt. Let's do this! And she turns into a dragon head. Her side taunt. Your fate is clear. Get it? Because Fire Emblem fates. And then her down taunt. You ready for this? And then she sort of just puts her sword on the ground. With that, I think that's everything to show off for the CORRIN character. I really like this character. I'm thinking that depending on how she ends up working in the metagame, I might actually use her in competitive tournaments or competitive settings, I guess. Currently, I play Pikachu, and, that's fun, but I really like how CORRIN has been playing so far. Obviously, it might show up that, she ends up sucking, and I don't know if I'll end up using her in that scenario, but I really like how she plays. She sort of reminds me of Melee Marth in terms of speed, but obviously Melee Marth does not exist in this game, and Marth in this game really got the short end of the stick, in my opinion. But yeah, I'm just rambling now about tier lists and metagame and all that. That is going to be it, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to enter the giveaway if you are interested in winning either CORRIN and Bayonetta for either the 3DS or the Wii U. But that is going to be it, guys. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all next time for some more Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U and 3DS. Have a great day, guys.